the exhibition, and there were quite a lot of people that actually were looking for it because it was on the poster. But Stuart, who is the director of Present Arts, he always writes a little publication, and this is what he writes about my work, which I agree with. Justin D.L. experiments with process, and his approach is open-minded with no easily identifiable start and end points. The found family photograph, which serves as a source material, already has an independent history and significance, but can also be seen as a generic form with the potential for transposition through abstraction. Some elements of the creative process are completely mechanical or digital using current technology, in combination with traditional technologies such as a printing press. Other actions rely upon the direct intervention of the hand of the artist, usually wielding an implement of some kind: pencil, crayon, brush, or jigsaw. So this particular piece of work was me continuing a strand of interest that I had in my own archive and the source material that I started with from 2010. I had 2,000 photographs. I had not scratched the surface whatsoever, and so I went back to those photographs, chose 47 photographs, and started to draw them. This is the 47th drawing. And the pieces of work, this particular piece of work is called, again, it's a ridiculous title, HMT_image 108. So out of the 47 photographs I chose, there was one that was image 108. And in that image 108, I decided that I would concentrate and focus purely on the aesthetic of the hand. So everything that you see in there, the structure, is all the shape of hands cut out. And the colours, the decisions that I've made were colours that existed in the original photograph. The yellow and black hand references someone's jumper. The drawing behind it references someone's jumper. And the blue, I think, is someone wearing some denim jeans. But every shape is a hand. Not only was it about hands, but it was also about processes as well. So these two pieces of work that you can hardly see, I apologise, were multiplate etchings based on digital pieces of work that I did. So again, this references my two strands of thought, which is I make work about the source material that I collected, but I also make work in reference to the work that I've already made. Yeah. So this particular digital image was an edit of one of my paintings. So I took motifs from that, edited it, and came out with this image. And as you can see, the motif in this here corner was repeated for this multiplate etching. I etched onto dinner plates, dinner platters that you can buy, and it was all about the process of actually etching on something that's probably not supposed to be etched, because it's not really strong aluminium and it's going to break. So again, the process started to come into play. I didn't even actually have to make any marks. I would just expose the naked aluminium without ground to the etching solution, and it came out with all sorts of dots that you couldn't actually make with your own hand. So it was all about the process. Yeah, so I guess that's where it ends, because currently I'm sort of in this post-solo exhibition coma. But what would I say? What would I say to my little self in terms of art education and what I've learned? Keep the interest in art, I imagine, and I would ditch drama because that wasn't a good idea for me. Be open-minded and have lots of interests. Now, I think there's a lot of people know that you can't just be interested in arts. You have to have lots of different interests to influence your decisions going forward. I was interested in theatre, I was interested in film, I was interested in art, but I wasn't so keen on lots of different things. I remember when I was in my GCSE class that I actually said to the teacher that I hated Picasso. What is it? I learned for the future. Look at everything. I would look at everything. I just take in the world and don't be precious. I think there's a case for that when you're younger, is that you want everything to be perfect, and that's not necessarily possible. Embrace the possibility of failure and mistakes. Make. There we go. That's it. Questions? Pardon?
You're going to think about making next one?
I want to still explore the motif of the hand. I've still, that exhibition that I did, even though there was 47 photographs chosen, the exhibition itself was only based on 7 photographs. So there's another 40 more. So, yeah. Choices.
Justin, a lot of your work is either self-referential to things that happened or happened to another, or referential to like the process, which could be quite enigmatic or difficult for somebody who didn't know that narrative. So what would you want your audience or viewer to take away from your work?
It's not really got a direct answer from me, really. It's very, although it's very personal, I could never believe that anyone would really want to know all the history about that work. At the exhibition opening, I had a conversation with one of the viewers who was attaching his own meaning to what the shapes in the hands were doing. He was saying, oh, that hand looks like it's doing a surgical procedure. Oh, that hand looks like it's working at a computer. And those ideas, because they were so abstracted, that there was, seemed like it was more accessible to be interpreted in any way possible. Does that answer your question?
It does, yeah. No, whatever you say is right. Not always right.
I have a question. At the beginning, you said like that you binned something that you would like to keep, and I was wondering how you made like the full 180 flip into keeping everything in like an index to reuse.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think in terms of the documentation process, it sort of happened after I'd been told, I think you should just collect
stuff.
Yeah, so I think that was the knock-on effect of that I felt, because of also the statement with it saying that there's no identifiable start or end. It was necessary for me to actually keep stuff because I knew that there was a possibility that I could use it again.
Okay, so everything became like part of this archive to inform future work.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's quite interesting.
Anything else? Did you appreciate the pictures of me when I was younger?
Yeah. You still got that jumper?
No.
Can you bring it in and wear it?
I haven't got it, Sam.
We'll get someone to make you a bigger version of it.
I'd appreciate that, actually, yeah, please do.